another bicycle sharing company in Singapore will be gone and that means soon there's only 2 companies with full license. Watch on cause you'll soon know that no OG companies left So in case you have forgotten back in 2017, transport was super cheap and efficient. We have yellow or orange bicycle sharing bicycles parked everywhere that we can use and anyhow we park. Uber and Grab will give me so many promo codes that a trip from Jurong to Orchard can just be $4 which is why now half of my pay goes to Grab and Gojek Nowadays, it's all different and it's going to get differenter. SG Bike, one of the 3 remaining bike sharing firms with a full license, is closing down as it's not renewing its license. Its license, which I'll talk about later, will expire on 30 April. From 21st March, its customer base will be ported to Anywheel, its competitor. The amount in their e-wallet will also be transferred to Anywheel, and if you don't want, you won't get a refund. However, Anywheel won't take over the bikes. You see, it's reported that SG Bike has accumulated losses of $7.4 million in the financial year ended 30 June 2022 and had reported accumulated losses of $5.5 million the year before that. It was one of the OG bike sharing company that got the full license together with Mobike and OFO back in 2018. In case you didn't know, bicycle sharing is still a thing, but you have to start a trip and end the trip at designated locations that have a QR code, which actually is a lot like in almost all HDB blocks or just about everywhere now. Cause back then the authorities actually started something known as a Land Transport Master Plan 2040. One of the goals is to encourage the walk, cycle and ride program, which is to encourage more people to walk, cycle and ride public transport. So a lot of effort is put into encouraging cycling, which is just nice when Obike, OFO and Mobike came to Singapore with their countless bicycles from 2017. But as usual, Singaporeans cannot have good things. So we did every possible bad things to the bicycles, from abusing them to stealing them to throwing them into canal and then heck even throwing them off HDB flats. Therefore, the authorities have to step in to regulate. So operators need license. Got many things they have to follow. One of which is the parking locations with QR codes. Unless you scan the QR code at the area, you cannot end the ride. But what costs the operators most is the fees and the limit. They have the limit to the number of bicycles and they have to pay fees for each bicycle they deploy. With the impending regulations, Obike suddenly just ghosted the country, disappearing with almost $6.3 million worth of deposit. 3 companies applied and managed to get full license in October 2018. Mobike and OFO with up to 25,000 bikes each and SG Bikes with up to 3,000 bikes. Now, remember the fees? To deploy the bikes, they have to pay $60 per bike too. Also, they need to ensure that the bikes aren't anyhow parked. So, a month after they got the license, OFO suddenly started to face cash flow issues. They too ghosted users and authorities. And by April 2019, they lost their license. Here's the thing, their license to have up to 25,000 bikes, but a former employee said they have over 90,000 bikes here. Around this period, Mobike also suddenly said that they wanted to withdraw their license. And you probably know what happened after that. Lots of deposits were not refunded. Lots of bikes lying around Singapore, and of course, lots of anger in Singapore. Which brings us to today. There are now 3 companies with license: SG Bike, Anywheel, and Halo Bike. With SG Bike exiting, there are only Anywheel, which is green, and Halo Bike, which is blue. Anywheel has 30,000 bikes and aims to roll out 10,000 more bikes, while Halo Bike has license to operate up to 10,000 bicycles. So far, with the regulations, everything looks fine. With the bikes usually parked nicely in parking locations and no one is abusing them. Cause now people abuse the use of PMA instead. If you think I learned something, consider subscribing and also watch this video to be slightly smarter.